We are discussing few topics from the chapter 2 SQL Advanced Query from Model 3 subject Database Management System. In this slide, we are discussing about correlated nested queries. Before going for correlated nested queries, we'll see what is nested queries. The nested query says query within the another query. In nested query, the innermost query will be executed only once, and whereas outermost query is going to be executed repeatedly. The nested queries make use of bottom to top approach, whereas in correlated nested query, whenever a condition in the where clause of nested query reference some attribute of relation declared in the outer query, the two queries are said to be correlated. For a correlated nested query, the nested query is evaluated once for each tuple or combination of tuples in the outer query. The correlated nested query works as top to bottom approach, means the outermost query is going to be executed first, then innermost query will be executing. Now the first row of the outermost query will be executed, and that result will be compared with an innermost query of all the rows till the result will be found. This process will be repeated in correlated nested query. Let us see an example. Retrieve the first name, last name of all the employees who work for the department research. Here, select first name, last name from the employee. This is an outermost query where exists. Select department number from department where this D number is an attribute of outer query and D number is an attribute of inner query. Here indirectly we are performing a join operation and D name is equal to research. Now how it is going to execute means first outermost query will be executing and fetching all the rows of the outermost table. Then innermost query is going to be checked out whether the result of outermost query is available in the result of innermost query or not. In innermost query, I am checking the D number of employee table. The D number of employee table is 5. Is with compared with D number of department table. Yes, it is matched. Once it is matched, the exit is going to find at least they should be present in an innermost query. Now department number 5 is available in the department table. Once this is then true, and another we are checking that the D name whether that person is working for research or not. That is D name is equal to research. Yes, the D name is research. So this is true. Now this query is going to return department number as 5. Now the outermost query, the result 5 is true and it is going to return first name, last name of the employee. The first name and last name of the employee is written. Next again outermost query is going to take second row. Then it is going to check out whether all the rows are available in the innermost query or not. Then innermost query is going to take department number D number from employee table 5 and D number. Again it is going to check with first row of the table. Then it both are match. Then the department name is research. This is also true. Then the function that innermost query return the department number 5. This 5 is exists in the outermost query. So second row value is been displayed. Next outermost query will take third row and its department number is 4. Innermost query is going to fetch its department number is 4 and D number it is going to check 4 with the first row. So 4 is equal to 5. No. Next row 4 is equal to 4. Yes, true. At least they should be exit in innermost query. Yes, it is true. Then it is going to check out D name is equal to research. So D name is equal to research is false. This is a false. So it does not return any result. Next, this one, same process will be repeated. At the end, I will get a result as John, Franklin, Ramesh, and Joyce are the result of this query. Who is working for the research department? This is another example of correlated nested query. To retrieve the name of each employee who has dependent with the same first name and sex as the employee. The main aim of this query is to retrieve the employee who is working with a dependent table and belongs to the same sex or not. For that, we will return as a query as select first name from employee attribute, text from the employee attribute from the table employee, where E is an alias name for the employee table, where exit is going to return either true or false as a return value, return true or false as a return value. It depends upon the result of innermost query. If innermost query contain the result of the outermost query, then exit is going to return a true. If innermost query doesn't contain a result of an outermost query, then exit is going to return a false. Now outermost query is going to execute only once and that result is compared with all the rows available in the innermost query. Then again the outermost query is going to fetch the result. Then again it is going to be compared till all the rows of the outermost query and innermost query should be completed. Now what will be the do outermost query means the outermost query is going to fetch first row of the table, employee table. Then that result will be compared with an innermost query. Under innermost query, the ESSN is a just attribute name. You can take any attribute name from the dependent table, where E underscore F name is an attribute of employee table and dependent name is an attribute of dependent table. Now this is what we say that it is going to perform join between the two tables, that is employee and dependent table. Now first name of employee table is John, which has been fetched by the outermost query, and the first row of the dependent name is Alika. Now John is compared with an Alika. Now John is not equal to Alika, so this is going to return false. Again, the second row is going to be fetched by innermost query. Again, John is compared with the name of the second row of the name in the department table. Again, it is not match. Again, the third row of the dependent table has been fetched. Again, John is compared with a Joy. Again, this is not match. Again, innermost query is going to fetch fourth row. Fourth row is Abner. John is compared with this. Again, it is not match. This process will be repeated till the all the rows of the innermost query is going to be compared. Once all the row of the innermost is completed, then exit method is going to return a false because the John is not working in the dependent table. So when exit keyword return a false, I am not going to get this person name as an output in an outermost query. Now outermost query is going to fetch second row, that is Franklin. Now Franklin is compared again with innermost query of the first row. The innermost query of the first row is Alika. Again this name is not match. then compared with the second name, compared with third row of the name, compared with fourth row of the name. By seeing this table, again this person is not going to be get selected. Now outermost query will fetch the third row of the employee table. Then third row of the employee table, the employee name is Alika. Here we will get as an Alika. This Alika will be compared with the name available in the dependent table. The name available in the department table is Alika is available. The first row of the dependent table. Now both the names are matched. When both the names are matched, it is going to check the second part of the where clause. The sex of the Alika from the employee table is female, and the sex of the dependent table for Alika is female. Now both are matched. When both are matched, the exit is going to return true. When outermost query gets the result as in true, then it is going to print first name and text as the result. Here I will get a result as Alika. Here I will get a result as Alika and is set. Okay, even though there is a one more Alika is available, the exit is going to check at least one should be get occur. Once it is occur, the in the outmost query is going to return a true. It is not going to check further. Again, outermost query is going to fetch next row. Next row is Jennifer. This Jennifer is compared with innermost query of the dependent table. All the rows are going to be get compared. Again, by seeing this table, I can say Jennifer is not a table. Next outermost query is going to fetch next row Ramesh. The Ramesh is compared with the dependent table of all the rows. Again, Ramesh is not available in the dependent table if dependent table in any of the rows. Again, Ramesh is not going to be selected. And then the process will be repeated till all the rows of the outermost query is going to be get finished. Once all the rows of outermost query get finished, the query is going to be get terminated. This is how the correlated nested query will be work. Once the query has been terminated, at the end I will get a result as Alika and its sex is female, because I am printing the first name and sex in the outermost query. Next topic is the exit and unique functions in SQL. The exit and unique are Boolean functions that return true or false. They can be used in where clause condition. The exit function in SQL is used to check whether the result of correlated nested query is empty or not. The result of exit in the Boolean value true if the nested query result contains at least one tuple, otherwise the false. The nested query result contains no tuple. The exit and not exits are typically used in the conjunction with correlated nested query. The exit query returns true if there is at least one tuple in the result of nested query, and returns false otherwise. Not exit query returns true if there are no tuples in the result of the nested query, and return false otherwise. We already seen the exit keyword will be used in correlated nested query in the previous slide. How the exit query will be work means the exit query is going to return true if and only if the subquery is having at least one result that is matched with an outermost query. Otherwise, the exit method is going to return a false. Let us see an example of exit function in SQL. Retrieve the name of employee we have dependent. Now we need to check out whether the employee is belonging to the dependent table or not. For that, the query is written as select first name, last name from employee, where SSN. This SSN should be exist in the innermost query. If the SSN is available in the innermost query, then the keyword exit is going to return true. Otherwise, the keyword exit is going to return false. The result value of the exit is either true or false. Now, the select first name and last name from the employee where SSN. Now, the outermost query is going to fetch the first row. In that first row, it is going to select the SSN number. SSN number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is exist in the innermost query or not. Now innermost query select ESSN from dependent where SSN is an attribute of employee table, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal to ESSN. Now this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is compared with the first row of the dependent ESSN number. Now both are not matched. Again, SSN number of employee table is going to compare with the second row of the dependent table. Again, it is not matched. Again, the first row of SSN number is compared with the third row of the dependent number. This is not matched. It is going to compare next row. Again, it is not matched. Again, it is going to check with the next row of the dependent table. The SSN of employee table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is matched with the fifth row of the dependent table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then when it is matched, then this query is going to return the SSN number as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this SSN is exist in the innermost query. Then query is going to return, exist is going to return true. When outermost query is got a result as true, it is going to print first name and last name of the person. The first name is John and last name is Smith. Then again outermost query is going to take second row of the employee table. Its SSN number is 3334455. 333445 is going to check in innermost query or not. Again innermost query takes SSN as 334455 and compared with a dependent table. Now the first row, the second row of the employee table ASN is compared with the first row of the dependent table. Now it is matched. Once it is going to be matched, the further it is not going to check it. Okay, once it is matched, then the if method is going to return true and the outermost query fetch the result as first name and last name. Again I will get this as a result. Then the outermost query will take a third row. Third row of the SSN number is 9998877. Now 9998877 is compared with an innermost query, that is dependent table is available or not. Now this 9998877 is compared with the first row of the dependent table. It is not matched. Again this 9998887 is compared with the second row of the dependent table. Again it is not matched. Then it is compared with third row. Again it is not matched. Fourth row. Again it is not matched. Fifth row. Again it is not matched. Sixth row. Again it is not matched. Seventh row. Again it is not matched. When the outermost query SSN is not available in the dependent table, then exit method is going to return false. When the outermost query got a result as a false, the first name and the last name of this person is not going to be printed because Alika is not working in the dependent table. Next, the outermost query fetch the next fourth row of the employee table. The fourth row of the employee table is 987654321. Now 987654321 has been compared with an innermost query of the dependent table because here we used where SSN is equal to ESSN. Now this SSN number as compared with the first row, it is not matched. Again this SSN number is compared with the second row, it is not matched. Compared with the third row, it is not matched. Compared with the fourth row, yes, it is matched. Once it is matched, the exit method is going to return a true. I will get as a Jennifer as a result. This as a result. This process will be repeated till the all the row of the employee table has get finished. This is how the exit is going to work. Okay, this is an another example of using exit function in SQL. We'll see retrieve the name of each employee who has a dependent with the same first name and text as the employee. We have seen the same question in correlated nested query. Same thing we have took example in exit function in SQL. Now what it will do, first the same thing, the outermost query is going to fetch the first row of the employee table. In that the SSN has been selected. The SSN is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and in innermost query, that is innermost query making use of a dependent table. The D is an alias for the dependent table. We are checking the condition, the employee of SSN is equal to dependent of ESSN, is there or not. Now outermost query is giving the result of SSN is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with the dependent table of the first row of ESSN. Now both are not matched. Again the innermost query will be fetch the second row of the ESSN. Again the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with 3 3 4 4 5 5 5. Again it is not matched. Again innermost query is going to fetch third row of ASSN number. Then it is compared with the first SSN number with the ASN. Again it is not matched. Again dependent is going to fetch next row is now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Again it is not matched. Again it is going to compare with the next row of the dependent table. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is matched with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now this is give rows, and this is get a true. We will making use of an AND. We are taking the next case. So employee object of sex attribute table is male. Here we have a male, and same thing I have to check for the dependent table of this male. Okay, now both are matched. Both the result is matched. Again this is a true. Next we are going to check out the name of the employee table should be same with the name in the dependent table. The name in the employee table is John. The name in the dependent table is Mitchell. So this is not a true. Now this is become false. So once this is become a false, again innermost query is going to take the next ASSN number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. The SSN of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with dependent of ASSN number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Again it is true. Then it is going then the sex attribute of employee table is male, and it is compared with a female, then it is become as false. Next innermost query is going to fetch next attribute. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Again it is going to compare. Now this process will be repeated. Once the innermost query does not have the result of outermost query, then exit is going to return false. If the outermost query has got a result as a false, then this row is not going to be get displayed as a result. Now again outermost query will take the next row of employee table. Its SSN number is 3334455. Now this SSN number is compared with the innermost query of dependent table SSN. Now this 33445 is compared with the first attribute 3334455. Now it is match. Then it is given true, and it is going to check the here in employee table the sex is male, and in dependent table it is male. Again it is here it is false. So this is become as false. Now innermost query take the second result. This process will be repeated. By seeing the name of the employee, automatically this is going to be get false. Now again it is going to take outermost query going to take the third row of the employee table, and its SSN number is 9998877. Now outermost query give SSN is 9998877, and that will be compared with innermost query. Now innermost query SSN is having 999888777, and that will be compared with the first row of the dependent table. It is not matched. Second row of the dependent table, it is not matched. Third row of the dependent table, it is not matched. Fourth row of the dependent table, it is not matched. Fifth row of the dependent table is not matched. Sixth row of the dependent table is not matched. Again this row is not going to be get selected. This process will be repeated. At the end, we will get the result as okay. Here we will not get any output for this query because no SSN is available in the dependent table. In this slide, we are discussing about not exit function in SQL. The not exit function is going to return true if and only if there is no tuple in the innermost query. Otherwise, the not exit function is going to return a false. Let us take an example. Retrieve the name of employee who have no dependent. For that query is select first name last name from employee where SSN not exists in innermost query. Select ESSN from dependent where SSN of employee table is compared with an ESSN of dependent table. Let us see, the outermost query is going to fetch the first row of the table of employee. Now, in the first row of the table, the SSN is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, this SSN is whether it is exists in the innermost query or not. Now, innermost query check the SSN of outermost query, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and compared with ESSN of dependent table first row. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is equal to 3 3 4 4 5 5. No, it is not equal. Again, it is going to point to the next row of the dependent table. Again, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with 3 3 3 4 5 5 5 5. Again, it is not equal. Again, it is going to compare with third row of the dependent table. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with 3 3 3 4 4 5 5 5. It is not equal. Again, it is going to take fourth row of the dependent table ESSN number. Again, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is compared with 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. No. Again, it is going to fetch the fifth row of dependent table. It is going to compare 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now it is become as true, means the value is available in the innermost query. Then the not exit is going to return return false. If any value is available in the innermost query, then not exit is going to return a false. So his name is not going to be get displayed. It is truncated. Now outermost query is going to fetch next number, that is SSN number is 333 44 555. Now it is going to check out in the innermost query, that is dependent table. Now 33445 is compared 33444 is compared with ESN number of dependent table, that is first row 334455. Now it is available, it is become true. When it is the value is available in the innermost query, then not exit is become as false. Again, this row is not going to be get displayed. Now outermost query is going to fetch 999 88 47 is compared with the innermost query table, that is dependent. In innermost query dependent table, the first row has been took out, that is ESN number is 333454445 as compared with this one. No. Again, this is compared with second attribute, second row of the ESN table in dependent table. No. Again third. No. Again fourth. 9 8 is not there. Again fifth row. Again sixth. Again last row. Now this query is going to return false. It indicates that if there is no result in the innermost query, then not exit is going to return a true. Then you will get a name as Alika is the one person who have no dependent. The same process will be repeated again. Outermost query is going to fetch next result, next row of SSN number is 987654321. Now this number is going to be checked in the dependent table. By seeing the dependent table, yes, this number is available. So not exit is going to return a false. Then this row is not going to be get selected. Next is triple six double eight triple four double four double four. Again, it is going to check in the dependent table. By seeing the dependent table, I can say that yes, the not exit is going to return a true. So this Ramesh is not there in a dependent table. This will be the output. Same thing. This will be the output. This is an output and gems is an output. At the end of the query, I will get the result as at the end of the query, I will get the result as Alika, Ramesh, Joyce, Ahmad and gems. This is an output of the query. How the not exit is going to work. This is an another example of exit. Here we are made use of in three tables: dependent table, department table, and employee table. The query within the query within the another query. Is the name of the manager who have at least one dependent. This is my query. Now first the outermost query is going to retrieve the it is going to fetch the first row John and his SSN number is compared with the dependent SSN number. His SSN number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and is compared with the dependent SSN number. So it is not matched. Again the next row of the dependent is compared. It is not matched. Again it is going to compare here. It is not matched. Again it is going to compare. It is not matched. Again it is going to compare. Yes, it is become a true. Now this query became as a true. Now this is became as true and it is going to check performing again it is going to check in the another department. The SSN of employee table is compared with the department table, that is with manager SSN number. The SSN of the employee table is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and it is going to check out with department manager SSN number. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 is not matched with this one. Again the next row is going to be fetched from the department. Again it is not matched with this one. Again it is going to fetch. Again it is not going to match with this one. So this is written false. This is written false. At the end, at the end this exits return false. This exits returns false. Automatically, when exit returns the false, the outermost query is never going to retrieve the first name and last name. So this will be not an result. Then again outermost query is going to fetch next row of the employee table. The next row of the employee table SSN is the 333 44 555. Now this is going to compare with dependent table of innermost query, that is this 333 44 555 is compared with the dependent of first row 333 44 555. Again it is true. Now once this is a true and it is making use of an AND operator, I need to check out the same SSN number with a department table. The 333 44 555 is compared with the manager SSN of department table here by using this one. So the both are matched. Now this is became as true. Now this function returns the true. This query returns the true for outermost query. Again this query is going to return say true. When the exit function return a true, so I will get the name as Franklin and Wong. This is my output. Now same process will be repeated. Again the outermost query is going to select next SSN number 999 is compared with the dependent table, whether the value is available in the dependent table or not. The 999 47 are compared with the dependent of here. It is not matched. Again it is going to check. It is not matched. Again it is not matched. again it is not matched, again it is not matched, again it is not matched. Now if there is an false, it is not going to check for the second case because we are using an AND. So exit function return false. If the exit function return false, means this row is not going to be get selected. Now outermost query is going to fetch next row of the employee table. Its SSN number is 987654321. This SSN number is compared with the innermost query, that is dependent table of first row, that is 3334455. Again this is not matched. Again it is going to check with the second row of the dependent table. Again it is not matched. Third row of the dependent table. Again it is not matched. Fourth row of the dependent table. Yes, it is matched. Once it is matched, this will become as a true. Second case, it is going to check out the SSN is 98745 of the employee table should be there in the department table or not. Now it is going to check 987654321 with the end department of first row. Whenever SSN is 33344455555, so it is not matched. Again it is going to take the second row of the department table. The second row of the department table is 987654321 as a manager SSN, and employee SSN number is 987654321. Now both are matched. Now when both are matched, this method is going to return true. This exit function is going to return a true. Yes, the SSN is available in the manager department, true. So this SSN is available in the dependent table. Again the exit function is going to return a true. When the both the queries are innermost queries are going to return a true, the outermost query is going to get display the result, that is first name and last name. First name and last name, that is Jennifer, and this will be the output. The same process will be repeated till the all the rows are going to be get finished. By seeing this table, we can say the result will be these two rows, this row and this row. Once all the query has been finished, once the query has got finished. In this slide, we are discussing about explicit set and renaming of attribute in SQL. Let us see what is explicit set. An explicit set of a values can be used in where clause rather than the nested query. Such a set is enclosed in a parenthesis in SQL. In SQL, it is possible to rename any attribute that appears in the result of the query by adding the as qualifier followed by the desired new name. As construct can be used to alias both attribute and relational name in general, and it can be used in a property part of a query. Now what explicit set says? The explicit set says that we can perform the an operation on a multiple set of the value without using any nested query. Here we will see the one example. Display the name of the student who marks is less than 60, 75, 80. Now I am working with three cases. Normally we will write a query. The marks is less than 60 and marks is greater than 75 and marks is greater than 70. This is my query, or less than 70. Now when we are working with a three parameter result, I told already that we cannot use a relational operator. In that case we will make use of an explicit set. Now query says select name from student table. This is a student table where marks should be less than all of 60, 70 and 75. When I say less than all, out of these three set, which is having the minimum value, that value is going to be selected, and the all is going to check out less than 60. Who are the students code? Those name can be get displayed. We'll see how the query will work. Now first row is going to be selected, and its marks is 55. Now it is going to check out 55 is less than the 60. Yes, it is true. Then I will get a name as Ajay. Next, second row is going to be selected. The marks is 65. The 65 is less than 60. No, this is wrong. So this row is not going to be get selected. Next row is 45. 45 is less than 60. Yes, it is true. So I am getting Amar as a result. Next is 70. 70 is less than 60. No, it is false. Next row is 75. Next mark is 75. 75 is less than 60. No, it is false. So the end of this query, I will get their two student name Ajay and Amar who scored less than the 60 marks. And see, we will see another example. Display the name of the student who scores. Display the name of the student who marks is greater than 60, 75 and 60, 75 and 70. So here I am using greater and all. When I use the greater and all, out of the three sets which is having the maximum value, that value is going to be selected and made comparison with the marks of student table. Now first row is 55. The 55 is greater than 75. No, so this row is not going to be get selected. 65 is greater than 75. No, this row is not going to be get selected. 45 is greater than 75. No, this row is not going to be get selected. 70 is greater than 75. No, this row is not going to be get selected. 75 is greater than 75. No, this row is not going to be get selected because I am saying that greater than all. Instead of using greater than or, if I use greater than any, then this row is going to be get selected. The Gopal is the one who became selected, who is having greater than mark 75. If I am using greater than any, here I used as a greater than all means the no rows are going to be get selected. The result will be empty set. This is how the explicit set is going to be work in the SQL.